First reading. A reading from the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verses 5 to 12 and 27 to 29. Be confident, my people, you who are the legacy of Israel. You weren't sold to the nations for complete destruction, but you were handed over to your opponents because you made God angry. You upset your Creator. When you sacrificed to demons and not to God, you forgot the eternal God who raised you, and you caused pain to Jerusalem, who nurtured you. Jerusalem saw the wrath of God that came on you and said, Neighbors of Zion, listen, God has brought me great grief. I have watched my sons and daughters taken captive, the action of the Eternal One. I nurse them joyfully, but I send them away with tears and mourning. Don't any of you rejoice over me, a widow deserted by many. My children avoided God's law, so I was stripped bare because of their sins. Children, be confident. Cry out to God, for the one who brought this on you will remember you, just as you plotted to stray away from God. Return with 10 times as much effort to seek Him out. The one who brought these horrible things on you will bring you eternal joy along with your deliverance. This is the word of Lord. Thanks be to God. A reading from the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 18, verses 1 to 5 and 10. At this time, the disciples came to Jesus and said, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? So he called a little child to him, whom he set among them. Then he said, In truth I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. And so, the one who makes himself as little as this little child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Anyone who welcomes one little child like this in my name welcomes me. See that you never despise any of these little ones, for I tell you that the angels in heaven are continually in the presence of my Father in heaven.